Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Are you all doing good?
Very
Only
well,
good.
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay,
How are
Great.
so
you?
I'm good, thank you. I would like to start first by asking each one of you if you can say a sentence about why do you believe that Gerety is a really important festival, and what separates it from other international festivals that you have been part of the jury from?
I will start. So I'm Diana
Yes.
Tanasem, head of marketing for Mastercard Romania, at Mastercard for almost 15 years. And I had the pleasure of being in several juries, local and international. I think what makes Gerety special is the fact that the format is very easy to read and understand, which is something very appreciated considering that our attention span goes down with each passing year. And also, I believe that the multitude of cases and companies that have subscribed their work is impressive. I personally like more the non-causes cases, because causes are the one that make you very emotional, and of course that it's very hard to choose between causes. And I was very happy to see that there are also a lot of commercial, fun, and very, very business oriented actions there. So I think this is a big plus for the competition.
Very nice to hear. What about you,
For,
Raluca?
for me, it's about. I love the jury experience, and this year it was like a marathon. So I've been judging one after the other, and it's a very nice question because I could actually compare it in real time. What I think it's most important from my point of view in Gerety is the fact that it gives a platform for all the creative women in the industry to have a say in this and to pick up the relevant topics for a demographic that was not necessarily well represented in the industry so far. So for me, that's the most interesting thing, how this group of women, being them from agency or client side, how they see the world. And because advertising is reflecting the world we live in, it picks up the topics that we bump into every day. So this is for me the most interesting. That's why the shortlist that I'm inviting everyone to check out is a case study in itself, how women see the world, what women see as being important, what topics are not being represented enough and need to be picked up and make them louder. And I support what Diana said, because on my list of campaigns, I chose also the non-purpose driven campaigns, not because they are not important, not because I didn't vote for them highly, but because we need to make room for more of the commercial side of the business, because it's part of the things that got us interested when we joined this industry. And I think we need to go back a little bit to the basics, when this industry was fun, was selling, was being effective, and was being most creative.
True. I totally agree with you both. So what
Uh,
surprised you this year also? Diana and everybody?
yeah, absolutely.
I would let
I
Karina and Diana.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you. I will, if I may. So I was not necessarily surprised, but I noticed a lot of cases around feminism, and I think that many of them, all of them, of course, were built on very good insights, but for some of them, the creators also found very good solutions. And I would mention here the case where the number and location of the help centers for women were hidden into romance books. So I think this is a way of doing things, a very creative way of doing things, of helping people. I saw also there is a lot of fuzz around, and many of the FMCG companies are looking into making women comfortable with their personal and normal problems. I would mention here the campaigns that the detergents are doing, which I think were bold and interesting. But to tell you honestly, I believe that what Pepsi did in order to surpass the footprint that Coca-Cola has had with the delivery companies was also a very good work. And the mix of cases, the range of ideas, I think was really something that we all could take and could learn from. So a very good job to everyone that has submitted cases and to the shortlists. And I think that it's, even though I know we are all very busy this time of year, it's really a good time to invest in Gerety.
Awesome. Karina?
Yeah, for me, Gerety itself is very special because it gives this voice to women, and we can see also the lens of a category that was overlooked for so many years. So for me, it is very special to have it like this, and I think it is very valuable. And for this year especially, I think it was very important to see that the case studies themselves were very elevated, comparing them to past years. And also the fact that it was a great balance between this commercial side, as Raluca mentioned before, in a very humoristic and memorable manner, which I love, and also the balance with the more, let's say, political problems that we have, that is very hard for a brand, of course, to solve them, but it is so important to generate conversations around them. And I love to see this balance of not becoming like too political, and also remembering that we are in the commercial side of the business, and we don't have only to make people cry to solve some business problems, for example. So yeah, I love this balance, and I think it's
Karina,
yeah.
I would like to add something because I think it's extremely relevant what you mentioned, the balance, and I think that we have also a third entity to this balance. And what I liked was that many state-owned entities, like the mayor of Hamburg, the city hall of Hamburg, and this kind of places that were not normally part of the creative industry are now on board and trying to solve their issues in more ways than just, I don't know, a law or police or something else. So they are trying to draw attention to the problems they have. They are bold. So I think it's a great progress of the entire creative industry that now we are judging also cases submitted by cities or by, I don't know, other types of entities that were not the usual suspects in this kind of events and competitions.
Diana, do you believe that this is happening because also the lines between advertising and PR and other areas of communications are blurring? And it doesn't matter from which place the idea comes, it counts the idea and how you do it?
Exactly, and also I think because many joint private public partnerships are starting to kick off in several areas. I remember many campaigns in the past in Romania that managed to change laws. So they were so powerful, and it all started with the idea, with a creative concept, and then it became part of the public authorities regulations. So I think these lines are not so clear anymore. People are starting to cooperate, and of course this can only create growth and competitive advantage and achievements on all sides.
Do
What
we
I would
see
mention,
any?
Romanica,
Okay,
I would
sorry.
mention, I would add just a second. I
Of
would add
course.
one thing. What I also liked this year, and it's not necessarily a surprise, but it's good to see and mention this. It's that the representation of the creativity of the region surprised me in a very positive way, because we've seen campaigns that probably normally we don't see that much. We've seen agencies that are not necessarily being that represented in other festivals. So what I liked is that the creativity in the region is being shown, is being championed, and I think it's being shortlisted as well.
Why do you think that happened? Why did they have the courage to enter here and
I
maybe not other festivals?
I think I think this festival is more than a festival. I think it's a platform. It's a platform for a different kind of perspective. So I think it's more inviting, and it's an interesting platform to see an opinion that was, as Karina said, overlooked. So somehow you want that opinion because you didn't have to have it that much, you know. So I think a lot of agencies and clients are interested to uh, put work that is meaningful in front of this jury. And this, I think, this is what makes Gerety very powerful. And because the other festivals are very well established and somehow maybe even intimidating, and Gerety doesn't do that. It's not intimidating at all. It's just inviting. This is how I see it.
And just to add
Anna?
to what you say, what you said, Raluca, I also thought that I also think that it is very inviting, rather than, let's say, other international festivities, competitions, because it is very important the fact that most of the competitions are juried through a male dominant lens, let's say. I mean, women in juries are, of course, way and are more visible, but this time with Gerety, it is all about the female dominant lens in judging the work. And it is in an industry when we definitely forgot that we're in an industry where the buying decisions are made by women. And that's why I think it is very important, because we forget this very, very often.
That's why we see a lot of campaigns that are tapping not only in women big purpose topics, but also are tapping into real life of women. Because I chose the campaign that I liked about the promo. It was a very creative promotion for washing machines. Who does that? Nobody. I like that somebody did it. Somebody took the time, energy, and actually implementation of effort, not just creativity, to deliver a mechanic like no other that could also entertain, engage, and then reward the feminine consumers. That's something you don't see every day, and that's something that I think Gerety attracts. And it's inviting not just because it has a women's lens, but because it's not doesn't create this. I need to be in this festival. This. It leaves it probably because it's different. It creates this invitation. Let's see how this bunch of women think about my work. And that's something that I totally love, being on both sides. So. Yeah,
Can all of you
I think
please say about other campaigns that you also liked, and also maybe talk more also about the ones that you like the most and why? And also, as a side question, if you can see that those campaigns or that campaign being able to win a Cannes or more than that, and having possible a continuation in the future as an idea.
there are a lot of ideas that we will for sure see in Cannes. One of them is the one for Penny with the prices. The one It's such a simple idea that has the entire company commitment behind it. So it's not something you can scam your way into. So it's something that, and the simplicity of it, the commitment of it, it's fabulous. And I think it will totally win in Cannes as well, because it's a commercial idea, fundamentally a commercial idea, doesn't doesn't even have the humor effect in it. It's just a brilliant commitment to the consumer. So where when did we, I feel it even funny that we find this idea so amazing, because we went it shows that advertising went very far from its initial purpose. Then we going back to this fundamental, it feels so amazing. So I would mention that because it's a very purist, this example.
It is purist and it gives people what they want. It's like
Yeah,
it's almost like a political
exactly.
campaign
Yeah,
because it's like you're not just promising people a small price. You're giving them your product is the price. I mean, it is that simple. And I think what's more valuable to it is that it becomes an entire platform for Penny. It's something
yeah.
that is definitely going to escalate the following years, not only on a selection of products, but it can go way
And
wider.
way wider. And what my point of view in terms of creativity is that creativity is so powerful. It belongs to the boardroom. It belongs to the core of the business. So now somehow it manifests more in the terms of marketing and communication, but actually if we would put it more in the business, we will put it more at the core of the business, we would do so much better. The companies would do so much better. So we really, I believe creativity belongs to the boardroom. And this idea, it's a proof that creativity started in the boardroom. This idea was approved by the CEO. It's not just a marketing idea. It's not we are doing a campaign moment. No, we are committing to this because we as a company believe people need this from us.
Diana, are you still with us?
Diana
I think
had to
Diana
Oh,
go.
she
left.
did. Okay. So what other countries do you see in the CE becoming like real stars based on the campaign that you saw right now?
I didn't make um, a list of agencies, because we as a jury, we see, somehow we detect the country that is coming from, not necessarily, so we didn't go and check the agencies, or maybe I did one or two, but this doesn't allow me to answer pertinently to your question. But what I like is that I've seen a lot of countries showing amazing work, countries that are not necessarily the usual suspects. So this is, I saw Czech Republic, I saw Poland. Obviously, Poland is a creative territory, but seeing not just the usual suspects from Poland, seeing more than MasterCard from Poland, you know, seeing more other clients joining creativity awards. I think this is a very good sign, and we should, being representative for this region, we should champion this more often, because we also have other festivals, and this one I'm so happy that felt so inviting for other countries in the region to join.
Awesome.
I was also happy to see, for example, for the Czech Republic tackling very I don't know, conflictual subjects, let's say, in the politics that we live in right now, in the society that we live in right now, such as the LGBT. And
Yeah.
that's something like very, very it shows courage, from origin to tackle subjects like that. And I also saw them shortlisted for those, like for PR, for smart PRs, and I think it's very important. I also saw a campaign from UK that I really liked, and there's the Hellman Mayo Exchange, the Hellman's Mayo Exchange, and I loved that one because it's very valuable for the country. I mean, in UK, everyone consumes mayo. It's their special sauce, it's their favorite sauce, and fast food chains took advantage of that because it's their favorite sauce. We're gonna charge it, and I loved how a brand such as Hellmann's in a category that's dominated by Heinz, brands like bigger brands than them. They came and they did something very, very. They tapped into the culture, So that's why I loved it, and they made people commit to an action. They made people want to be part of an action, and that's beautiful and fun also.
So if we talk about trends that emerged in this festival, I saw you kind of pointing out humor and purpose, and also right now courage. Will there be any more trends that you picked up on, and which are those? And if you see them,
I
of
think
course, growing.
I think this example from Penny will uh, create. I think this moves the industry in a new direction. I think it's because it comes from Germany. It comes from service plan. When you are asking around, everybody is saying that Germany it's a very, let's say, a plain market where it's very hard to be except one, two examples. It's very hard to convince clients or brands to do amazing work. I don't think we need flamboyant work. I think we need more work like this example from Penny. It's very German, the idea now that, it stands for the market that it's coming from. And I think will impact the way we do commercial, how we approach commercially our clients, because we used to have a lot of eras in advertising. That's it. It's coming back to the roots in a new way, totally in a new way. We don't need to add elements. What about take them out and be brave to show really what we stand for? So I think and the simplicity of it, the elegance of it, it's something very hard to obtain.
Yeah, and
Karina?
also I think it's data driven campaigns such as like the Pepsi campaign was one that I loved. Also but AI is a trend that is definitely is here to stay, and I also saw it tackled somehow in some of the campaigns, some of them shortlisted, because AI helped them not especially be more creative, but be faster, in delivering.
What I see, to add to what Karina is saying about AI, I think we are still in the figuring out phase. We are accommodating ourselves with what and how we can use AI, because definitely it's one of the most amazing tools we have right now. But we are figuring it out, and I think a lot of us are very emotional about it. I think that's why we are not making so much progress with it, because we are too emotional when it comes to AI. It's we see it as a competition when actually it's a fantastic tool. So I think it will take 1 or 2 years more for us to get used to it. What I like is that brand experience is something that because Pepsi, it's a brand experience. It's a fantastic brand experience, and I think also the example I gave, it's a brand experience. And what I like is that brands have the courage to get out of the shelf, to get out from the online world, and shorten the distance with the consumer. And this takes a lot of effort and a lot of courage, which we salute. And I think brand experience is one of the most amazing things that we can do in this industry. Create as much experience as we can, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Karina, because she's doing that. And in another festival, I think. But I know it's hard to do that. I know it's not easy to convince somebody to do that, but people notice, and people being entertained by what you do. It's something that advertising is all about.
Yeah, and in an
It-
era of AI, to do such amazing work on print, for example, I
Yeah.
love to see that, to be more, because you're okay. Some of us probably think we're competing with AI when it's not like that, but to focus the efforts on like how to deliver uh, uh, amazing prints in 2025, like Persil did with
Mm-hmm.
Gerty's good one. I mean, that's so smart, and that generates conversation. And it's not about the AI; it's about how to bring an important taboo subject in front of the people without being considered disgusting or other taboos around
Yeah.
the topics. Like the period for Persil.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's amazing. And using AI, yeah, I think how you said, Raluca, it's we still don't know how to do it with it. We're still using it for generating more, trying to generate better, but not necessarily crafting the work. But this is the trend we're going to, how to create craft through AI. And yeah, that's about it.
Yes, I think more and more AI should, uh, because everybody's talking exactly how we can elevate the work, and obviously the first thing, it elevates the craft. Obviously, it makes it faster and better than before. But AI opens the door in creating more meaningful, even experiences, more meaningful content, more meaning, because I've seen work that combines AI and data, that is something that was not simply possible 2 years ago. So creating value with AI besides content and craft, I think this is something we are going to figure out very soon, because AI is a fantastic way to create not just better and more polished and faster ads, but getting getting to some results that were not possible till today, that will benefit people in the end. Gathering data to tell them something that can inform their decisions is something that an AI can do right now, or whatever other ways to use it. So using it in a creative way besides craft, it's something that we will definitely unlock in the next 3 years. Probably that will be the biggest win from AI.
And I think it's also, just to add this, it's also very important that we don't have to forget, that advertising is used to tell stories. Because it's, selling people stories and telling people stories, and AI is about telling stories that maybe could have not been told until now. We
Yeah,
were using like technologies such as deep fake and stuff like that until
yeah,
now, and we were awarding deep fake technologies that now can be done like that.
yeah,
And it's amazing
yeah.
that we can do
It's
that.
true.
And
It's
also,
true
I would
that.
say that maybe elevating also some old media, like you said, the print, that somebody says like the print is going to be dead soon. With this new techniques, it's not going to be dead. No, you can
No,
do
I think
more.
exactly.
You,
Print is used differently. It's not that. It's just it's being consumed in a different way. So I think this is the reality with print, and that's why it's not that yet. Yeah.
And we're gonna be way more targeted. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of media. I mean, AI opens
Mhm.
a real gate to targeting and being way more relevant in real time to people. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What tips would you give to future participants, both agencies and companies that want to enter Gerety Awards?
I've seen, for example, I've seen the tendencies in putting in front of the jury a lot of work that is um related to women. And I think Gerety it's larger than this. I'm not saying it was exclusive, but obviously I've seen the tendencies, and it's absolutely natural. I think what I would invite everybody is to show women the diversity of work they would put in any other festival, because we can judge as women more than what we know personally. It's so this is what I would encourage more. But this is something that will probably happen more and more, because this festival is very inviting, as I was saying. So
Yeah. So yeah, I would tell people, be ballsy, and some if you think maybe a campaign maybe shouldn't have a case study, or think again. Maybe there are a lot of smart ideas. I'm talking from my experience right now. I'm thinking of campaigns that I had like 2 3 years ago that would have made great contenders. It's of course about, because there are a lot of ideas that are actually helping businesses through creativity, and they don't see the light of the festival. And I would definitely uh, be ballsy and if you put, check the categories that you are entering in, and maybe you can find the right spotlight to put on the work you've done to make it relevant for a festival. There are a lot of ideas that are underseen right now. So
yes, I
yeah.
agree. Be uh, have have courage to enter, because indeed what I've seen also in other festivals is that the underdogs really catch attention, because everybody needs to see talent from different markets, talent and ideas that haven't been stories that haven't been told before. We can see an overrepresentation on some topics, and some topics are completely probably inexistent. So have faith in your idea, and bring it in front of the jury, because indeed the more diverse the creativity, the better the industry. And also, I see creativity in these festivals like an open source, because a lot of ideas like in this one as well can be taken and replicated if they're useful, if they're on the utility side, if they are they can be taken and implemented everywhere in the world. If an idea is more than a campaign, but it's an idea that helps, that can be leveraged. These ideas are welcome everywhere. So don't sell yourself short before entering.
Have you seen some campaigns that you believe they just needed a little bit more polish or spark and would have been awesome? Because you talked earlier about ideas that can go farther. And if you can give like an example and say if this idea would have been a little more on the better craft side, or whatever you think would be like a nice advice and help them in the future, let's say.
Personally, if an idea is simple, um, I think it doesn't need like the most amazing case study in the world to explain it. So, as as a judge, I try to go beyond this and put myself in what the consumer saw, really. Not because the consumer doesn't see the case study, you know. Only we can see the case study. If the idea is simple enough, I don't care about the case study that much. If you explain it in a simple way for me to understand what you did and for me to understand what the consumer saw, it's enough. Of course, when you see it in the big bunch of cases that are over polished, actually for me it's uh, mm, a good surprise that somebody didn't take that much to convince me, but had a smart idea, you know. So I have this kind of reaction to unpolished case studies. I tend to listen careful to see what's behind probably not this amazing executed um, 2 minutes of film.
Yeah, and I think that it's very, very important to submit the work in the right category. Again, I
Yeah,
saw some strategic work, for example, that was submitted in the strategy category, which was great strategic thinking there. But then I saw it submitted in other like
yeah, the
creative
BBC work, I
categories.
think.
The BBC one, yeah, which had a great insight there, but from my perspective, the execution was not lateral, was very
Yeah,
correct, and it was unfortunately such a waste of a good insight, you know.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm with you. I'm with you. I didn't want to say it because as a planner, we always complain the creative could have done more, but in this case, really, I felt like you said, it's such a waste of good thought, of good thinking, a great strategy, not to have the courage to elevate it even further. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
So if we have like a phrase or a word for what you wish for the festival next year, what would it be and why?
Um, to I think the word that I want to use and to wish for the festival is to be more influent. You know, the more influence it has, uh, the 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 more women join, the better. You know, because this is the whole purpose of it, to be more influent in the world of communication and in the world of creativity and in the world of business, because we talk a lot about how women impact business, and this is another way to prove it, this festival.
Yeah.
Karina?
Yeah. So yeah, no, my advice would be, you know, find like I mean, don't be afraid of AI. Use it smartly. Don't it won't take your job if you know how to use it, and put it somewhere that actually helps. You know, don't use AI just for the sake of AI, but show how it uh, how it made a difference there, and use it still to create work that moves people. You know, I mean, if that work moves something, because at the end of the jury is still a human being that is awarding you and judging your work. Until we're gonna have an AI that will judge your work, it's still human, so we still need to feel. And yeah, I think that's don't be afraid. That's the advice that I can give in work and in life.
Really
Yes.
nice one, in my opinion. Thank you very much. It was a lovely talk, in my opinion. I hope it was the same for you. If it's anything else that you would like to leave the people watching us with, please do.
Keep your eyes on the awards. this is what I'm also very curious, so I'm really into seeing how this shortlist actually will turn out.
Definitely, and check the shortlist because they are on and they are very, very relevant. It's work that you will also see in Cannes, and check them again, mirroring the categories. It's very, very important.
Yeah, and check the region, check Europe as well.
Awesome. Europe and the
Okay.
sea, yes.
Europe and the sea. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.